Hello, Martin Kiely here from martinkileyhypnosis.com. A popular question that many people have is, how do I choose a competent, qualified hypnotist? Well, the best way is to get a referral from someone you already know who has tried hypnosis and were satisfied with the service provided and by the credentials of the hypnotist they attended. Now, a dilemma that many people encounter is that on one hand, they would like to try hypnosis, but on the other hand, they're apprehensive because they don't know of anyone who has been hypnotized and therefore don't know what to expect. This apprehension is very often reflected in a reluctance in booking an appointment. So to help you, I've asked a number of clients to assist by giving video feedback on what their experience of hypnosis was like for them. In a series of Ask a Client interviews, I hope that the information and insight provided will help to make your decision-making process a more informed one. Now, I'd like to take this opportunity to sincerely thank those who have contributed to the Ask a Client interviews, for their participation will help to inspire and motivate you and many others to avail of the true benefits that hypnosis has to offer. Now, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me by email martin@martinkileyhypnosis.com. That's martin@martinkileyhypnosis.com. This evening I'm with Elaine, who's just experienced hypnosis, so I've asked her to volunteer again for the 90-day project, just to get some feedback on what her experiences of hypnosis were like. So Elaine, could you just explain exactly what hypnosis was like for you?
First time?
Yeah.
First time while I was in a trance, half my head didn't know whether it was working or not because I wanted to cough. I could feel an itch on my nose. Halfway through I didn't think it was working for me at all. Went home, was fine, very relaxed.
Did you feel as if you were hypnotized?
I felt like when you took me out of it, I felt like I'd woken up from a very, very deep sleep.
And what would have been your perception of hypnosis before you came here? Would you have had an idea of what hypnosis was like?
Not in the sense that
you've experienced it
with you. I mean, you spoke before about it. Like when I'm in the hairdressers, I get a very kind of relaxed feeling. I presume it's a hypnotic feeling. I love people at my head and that, but it was like a million times stronger when we were in the other room.
So it would have been a profound state of relaxation, more than what you would have experienced naturally, we say, elsewhere.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Unbelievable. And when you asked how long did it feel like you'd been with us, I couldn't believe it when you said 40 minutes. I was stunned. Absolutely stunned. What did
you respond? How did you respond as far as your perception of time subjectively? What did you feel it was? In real time it was 40 minutes, but to you it felt like
minutes, 10 minutes.
About 10 minutes.
Yeah, unbelievable. I couldn't believe it when you said that we'd been there for 40 minutes in that trance. I just couldn't believe it.
So can you explain, afterwards then, after leaving, what your experiences were, and maybe the following day and as time passed?
Well, that evening I didn't take any notice of, I saw nothing red stood out at me.
Okay.
It was the following morning when I was walking from home to work.
Yeah.
Which is one of my
we used what's called a post-hypnotic reinforcement through the colour red as a way of reinforcing your motivation to succeed as a non-smoker. So it was the following day that became more apparent to you.
Unbelievable, walking to work. It was actually a very sunny morning, and at one point a red van just passed. I was on the footpath, and it was like, that was the first that I remember it actually kicking into my head, and things like signs and work now, and like I said a while ago, the milk bottle top.
Yeah.
Things, fire alarms and things I would never have seen in a million years before.
And what
just jumped out at me.
What type of a response then did it generate within you?
For the first day, I was kind of like, I suppose, kind of shocked, kind of, taken aback every time it happened. But after maybe 3 or 4 days, it just kind of seemed kind of like a natural thing. It just seemed to happen, and I just got used to it, I suppose.
And your The last time you were here, your purpose for coming was to give up smoking, and you were successful in that for a period of time.
It's nearly 6 weeks.
About 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Can you just take us through what happened, right, that caused you to stumble?
A foreign holiday.
Yeah.
And I suppose alcohol.
Yeah.
Went away and actually the whole month at the end of March I had my dad's birthday, my boyfriend's birthday, my best friend's birthday, my own birthday.
Yeah.
So there was
a lot of celebrations going on
in the last 10 days of March.
Mm-hmm.
And it was when we were in Prague at the end of March that, you know, I was after a few drinks and everyone that we were with, they were all smoking around me, and I didn't crave a cigarette. I didn't crave one once in the whole time. I just said, I can have one. I'm on my holidays, I can have one. It doesn't matter. I suppose it doesn't matter because I'm not really at home. No one can see me.
So you kind of justified your reasons for having a pull of a cigarette, and you know, that triggered then the desire to go back. And
the second cigarette I had was the day before, the last night we were there. I said, right, this is my last fag ever now because I'm going home and I'll stop.
Yeah. But then when you got back home, then
maybe 3 or 4 days later was my birthday. And we had a party and the same thing, kind of late towards the end of the night after 6, 7 bottles of beer, went out and had a cigarette, and I had people saying to me, it's your birthday.
Yeah,
and I said, you're right, like, that's the way I justified that.
Yeah, yeah.
And then a few days later a friend of mine died, and the same thing, I was like, oh, I could be dead till he fell and broke his neck. I could be dead tomorrow. I could have a cigarette. And that was it. But then I didn't smoke for maybe 3 days, and then I'd smoke, and then I wouldn't smoke again, and maybe I'd smoke 4 cigarettes in one day. And, but I didn't go back to. I smoked at least 40 cigarettes a day, and I didn't go back to anywhere, anything like that. So
what were you smoking then before you booked your second appointment? Then what was you?
Well, when I phoned you, I think it was Thursday or Friday.
Yeah.
I actually, in my head, I think I gave myself a license to smoke. Yeah. And I bought cigarettes.
Right.
I went out on the Friday, and I was out on the Saturday because I usually work on Saturday nights, but I was off. So I smoked again after a few drinks. And
so you came then, you booked the second appointment for this evening. What was your experience this evening in comparison to what you experienced the first time?
I felt tonight a much kind of, I don't know, deeper sensation. The last time I was here, I felt my mind. The last time I was actually remember thinking, right, I'm going home now. I hope the steak isn't, but in my head,
right.
I hope the steak
you were thinking about other things.
I was like, oh my God, this isn't working. That didn't happen. I could nearly, obviously I can, but I could quote more of what you said to me.
Okay, so
my mind didn't drift.
Yeah, mentally you would have stayed with or on track with what I was presenting to you. Okay.
Absolutely everything.
And did you feel that it had more relevance to you?
Tonight?
Yeah.
Definitely, without a shadow of a doubt.
And was there anything in significance that stood out to you that you may not have heard the last evening, but you felt was...
About my attitude to food, exercise,
right.
My approach to food, things like that didn't kind of get to me. The last time, for good forever, for all time, that kept going, and cigarettes serve no purpose. Yeah. Things like that kept going on in my head constantly. Right. When I wasn't thinking about cigarettes or etc., I actually forced myself to smoke on Friday. Yeah.
So how are you feeling now after the hypnotic state?
I feel extremely. I could probably say 100 times more confident than I did the last time. So that's another thing actually that you asked me the question. Yeah. The confidence thing. Yeah. Yeah. That I heard more. I don't know that you said it last time. That I heard more.
Well, it was basically the same. I know there was someone else with you the previous evening. We did a group approach, but today was more or less private or one-to-one individual session, so I was able to tailor things more specifically for you. But I would have addressed the confidence issue the previous evening as I did this evening, but that stood out to you again.
Yeah. Much more so tonight now that I have the confidence to crush them, and you know, and not, you know, when I'm socialising or whatever, that I don't need them after my dinner or with a cup of tea or coffee or alcohol or you know, things like that.
So would you recommend hypnosis for others?
Highly. Absolutely. I was doing that the whole time anyway. Yeah. Do you know, I was saying it was because I'm such a heavy smoker. People that were stunned at me, family and friends were just stunned, and I was saying I'd give it a go. And I was especially saying the amount of money I saved in the few weeks that I was off them.
Financially, just to give us an indicator of what it is that you actually saved.
In the 5
in the 5 weeks, 6 weeks.
I paid €570.
570
That
euros.
was just cigarette money.
So that would be near enough to $700 saved.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're talking about maybe €4,000 a year.
Yeah.
Okay, which is.
But the last time we were here, when you said to me about 80,000, that you reckon I spent €80,000 on cigarettes, and I'm only 32.
Yeah.
So I was just.
It's a phenomenal amount of money to be actually.
And coming back to you tonight, the first time I came, it was more about my health.
Yeah.
But because I thought I get mean, that I thought €570.
Yeah.
It paid for my holiday.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I know I smoked there, but it paid for it.
Well, it's just heightened your awareness of the fact that you were spending a phenomenal amount of money on cigarettes and blowing it up and smoking no real benefit from it.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
So, Elaine, I'd like to thank you for participating in this 90-day project again, and wish you every success in the future. Okay? Thank you. So I trust the information contained in the interview was helpful to you. Now, just to give you some idea of what happens when clients book an appointment with me, my sessions are generally about an hour and a half long. For the first half an hour, I take some time to explain to people exactly what it is that they can expect to experience, what my role will be, but I also give clients an opportunity to ask me any questions that they may have. So if after that half an hour, a person may feel that hypnosis may not be what they're looking for, may not be right for them, well then they can go away and reconsider, and there is no charge for that half hour. However, if a person wishes to pursue the session, then we can do so, and obviously there is a charge for that. So if you have further questions, please feel free to contact me at martin@martinkielyhypnosis.com. That's martin@martinkielyhypnosis.com. So thanks for watching. I hope to be of assistance to you at some point in the future. So until then, take care. Bye.